So there are a handful of you who have already seen this show, and a few who saw just 1 hour of it earlier today. Those of you who were here know how absurd it is to try to talk about this show in 5 minutes because it is so many things. How do I advance?
Oh, just next. You can go next, like that. Yeah.
So the scene, it begins in 1969 with the first moon landing, except that it's the Soviets. The Soviets are the first ones to put a man on the moon. This is the real reason we watch the show. One of the things that NASA does in response is they recruit a cohort of female astronauts. I'm going to stop talking already. I have a lot. Anyway, okay. Why should you watch this show? First of all, there is rad historical space shit. This show is deeply researched and aesthetically, scientifically. The progress of space travel and space exploration advances much more quickly than in our timeline. But for several decades, it is deeply rooted in projects that NASA actually undertook or began or envisioned. So it begins in this sort of late 60s, early 70s scientific milieu. And it moves forward in really exciting and yet historically and technologically grounded ways. So if you've ever watched sci-fi and been like, oh, I don't want to think about how that ship wouldn't work that way, this is the show for you. Women in STEM. Margot Madison, character of all time, about which I will not say much because I only have 5 minutes. Danielle Poole, Aleda Rosales. Please note that not all of these women in STEM are white. Canon lesbians. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but they're there. They're queer. Yeah. There's also this guy. I'm not going to tell you too much about him, but he will become your best friend.
Ron Jeremy.
So, what genre is this? Wait, who's Ron Jeremy?
He's a
Ron
very.
Oh, I see.
And 5 minutes.
So, what genre is it? It is historical drama. Crowd, you can see that the aesthetics are very deeply researched. You also get little snips of history. It is a workplace drama set at NASA and, also in space. It is a family drama and saga, including found family. I have just given you a couple of screenshots from across the seasons of one particular family. This show advances by roughly 10 years every season, which means you get to watch the socio-political, cultural, technical changes in this alternate history unfold over time. You also get to watch these people grow and change over the course of their lives. They are major players in the history, but they are not like great men of history. They're also changed by it and moved by it. It's an extraordinary study in human character. It is an alternate history in the sense that things move differently. Fusion breakthrough, this happens in the early 90s, or in the space actually between the late 80s and the early 90s. There are also changes that take their shape from the broader socio-political movements, right? The Soviets withdraw from the Afghan border because they are reinvesting in the space race, because the US is still in it and they are too. Then there are other alternate history changes which don't necessarily have broad significance that tie directly to the sort of politics and culture of the show, but they tell a different story, like Jordan. There are people who don't get assassinated, who do get assassinated in our timeline, and vice versa. Margaret Thatcher. It is also science fiction. You can't really do this in stills, but this is some of the most amazing space shit you are ever going to see on screen. Like, absolutely knockout. Holy shit, is this show for real? Yes, it is. And you know who made it? Ron Moore made it. So if you like DS9, if you like Battlestar Galactica, this is a show for you. You know what he's good at. He is better than ever in this show. It is the best fucking thing that has ever been on screen. I'm not saying you're going to want to write fic because you're probably going to watch it and be like, that's perfect. But you can watch it, you can love it, and you can talk about it with me.
I'm done. Wow.
Okay.
Donate it.